Alrighty, welcome everybody. It's our 30th episode, and for a minute there, I thought we were not going to make it. Couple of technical problems. I think, Doug, the aliens from last week are chasing after us.
I guess so. Yeah.
And we've got that episode next week, you know? Anyway, everybody, today it's a pretty good episode that we've got for you. It's a trifecta. We've got Steve back again. He's been playing hooky for too long.
Hey, people. Some people have to work, so hey, appreciate you guys
Well,
joining
we all
us.
have to work.
Sorry.
And Doug's about to go to the workforce again.
What?
Well, I've got to get hired first, but we're working on it.
Awesome.
But anyway, folks, it's back to school. We decided to have a back to school special. For those of you looking for a laptop, either for yourself or for your school child, we are reviewing today the Mac Air. The Mac Air, both the M1 based laptop as well as the M2 based laptop. Apple actually has two models out there for sale, which is kind of unusual. Typically, they get rid of one, and when they introduce the other. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. So, as always, we've got the Apple of Gurus for the RGB. Oh no. Uh, we're gonna have to get back on, guys.
What happened?
Back on Zoom.
What happened?
Zoom. I logged into the wrong Zoom account.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll try it again then.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right, but we'll stay. Yeah. We'll let me send you the credentials.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Hold on, everybody. We're trying to get the other guys on. Let me text them. waiting for video, Doug.
Okay.
Your camera's not on. There you go. We're just waiting for Steve now. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Daddy, can you say something?
Yeah.
Okay, I got my AirPods working.
Okay.
I was going to say, it never let me down before.
Well, the issue, I'll explain it. There he is. Just turn on your video, Steve. Yeah, just turn on your video.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
welcome
Steve,
back,
can you hear me?
everybody. We apologize.
I hear you, Doug. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're good.
What happened is that I recently upgraded my Zoom account, and it automatically logged me in on my old one.
Did you win the lotto or what?
No, I didn't win the lotto.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just been very complicated trying to get converted over. So
He probably won the
oh
lotto,
my
Doug.
gosh.
You just want to tell us.
No,
I
I
wish
I
I would
did.
win the lotto.
You know, not even 5 numbers. Alrighty, everybody. Well, we apologize for all the technical problems this evening. We just transitioned into a new Zoom account, so that's part of the problem. But we're back. And as I mentioned, the episode tonight is going to be a back to school special.
Hey, Dan,
For
I'm
anybody
going to stop you.
looking for...
I cannot see you. I only see Doug.
Okay.
I don't see you. I see a picture of your name. Do you see him, Doug?
I see his emoji.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Well, don't worry about my emoji. On the live
All right.
stream, I'm on.
All
Okay.
right.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So basically, tonight's episode is a back to school special. As most of you know, school is starting up in a few weeks, both for public school, private school, and college. And usually around that time, as they go back to college, besides buying books and paying tuition, most college kids out there are looking for a laptop. And Apple released a brand new Mac Air based on the M2 processor. And they still have the old Mac Air based on the M1 processor. And there's actually a difference in price. So to kind of talk about this, we decided to bring Doug back, the Apple guru of gurus, for the RGV. And so, Doug, welcome back. Steve, welcome back.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Yeah,
Awesome to be
all
here.
three of us are back on the screen.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, Doug, talk to us about the Mac Air. You know,
Okay.
we've got 2 models out there.
Okay. Apple released back in May when they did WWDC, they released a new Mac Air with a Silicon M2 chip. Okay. And they said it would be available by July. Well, products started coming out about the middle of July. And so all your Apple stores have it, and I think they're showing up at the big market places now, like in Best Buys and things like that. And you can always go online. Okay, at least the standard builds. So the Mac Air M2 silicon chip, okay, it's a little bit more powerful than the M1 chip. It's always going to have the faster processor, more battery life, a little bit better screen. But some of the highlights that I've written down here is that the MagSafe is back. Okay, the MagSafe, for people that don't know, is the is a charging cable. On the other Mac Air from last year, they basically had a USB, not USB, but a um, lightning cable to charge it. And there was a lot of complaints. People were knocking it out, and there's all kinds of stuff. And it didn't work so great. And kids have a tendency to be hard on chargers and things like that. And so this year they came back with the MagSafe. The MagSafe is like all the other old Mac Airs. It's a little bit better. It's better than the previous ones, but you can just knock it off the charging deal, and there's no harm to the computer. So that's
So
something to look at.
I thought the MagSafe was going to disappear
It
in
did
favor
last
of
year, but
USB
now they
C.
brought it back. They brought it back this year.
Okay. Now, does it also have a USB C port?
Yes, it does. Yes.
But is that a charging port as well, or just a regular USB C?
It's got, let me tell you what the specs are, Danny, is that um, it's got three Thunderbolt ports, USB 4 port, and another USB 3.1. So it doesn't have a lightning port on it. It only has a
Okay.
MagSafe, but you've got extra USB ports on it.
Now, one of the things that we talked about, it comes in four colors, right? You've got,
Mm-hmm.
if you see on the screen, it's
Yeah.
got the silver, the starlight, the space gray, and the midnight. I personally tend to like the midnight one.
Okay.
It appears that they're selling two models. One is $11.99 and one is $14.99.
That is correct. The one for 256 is the cheaper version, 11.99, and of course, so the
Uh huh.
14.99 is the you would get a 512 gigabyte hard drive for that SSD.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Now it comes
a
with
little
a. Go ahead.
just more powerful machine, more more ports. Nobody likes Doggle Town. Okay, and so now that what they've done is they added a few more. The um, the screen, I think it's True Color now, which is a little bit clearer screen, or a little bit um, more pixels in it. I guess that would be the best way of saying it.
Yeah, they say that it's a 13.6-inch screen
Yeah,
and it's got a resolution of 2560 by 1664 at 224 pixels.
exactly.
Now is that's not 4K, right?
Um, well, Apple doesn't have a 4K. Apple. They always got to do one thing better. It's probably maybe like a 5K screen.
Okay.
It's probably similar to what I have on my iMac here.
Okay.
Okay. Or an iPad.
And
I would say probably the last year's iPad Pro. It's the same screen. It's the same resolution as the iPad Pro from last year, which is a really magnificent looking screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got 18 hours of battery life.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at this. They're talking about that the actual USB-C port can also be used as a power port. So in addition to the
Yeah.
MagSafe,
Yeah. I
the
misspoke a while ago.
USB-C
It's
can be
US.
powered.
You can go USB to MagSafe,
Yeah.
MagSafe 3 cable. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
And then there's a
And I
power
see that they
brick.
brought back. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a power brick. There's a 30 watt USB power adapter that you can buy. And if you just say you've got, everybody's most people they have they have their Mac Air, and then they need to charge their phone or something else at the same time. So this power brick has the has a couple USB ports in it, so you can use that for a charger too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now one thing I noticed is the included a 3.5 headphone jack. Steve Jobs
Mm-hmm.
must be rolling in his grave.
I think he's rolled over when they came out with the Apple Pencil. I think he rolled over then too.
Yeah, I know he was against the Apple Pencil. He
Yeah,
hated it.
just use your finger,
Well,
right?
he hated the thought of using a stylus.
Yeah,
For
just
whatever
something you
reason.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the 3.5, why do you think they brought it back?
because of they were getting too many complaints of uh, people would put their chargers into the computer, and then somebody would
Uh
come
huh.
along and knock it off, and then either their computer would go crazy, would be knocked off at the off the table, just all kinds of stuff. I know one
Yeah.
podcaster. Yeah, there's one podcaster that has. He said that he was going to buy the new Mac Air for his college bound boy because he got tired of buying USB charger cables all the time because his son was really hard on him.
Yeah. Now, one thing I noticed is they have a Displayport port, which is interesting because that typically has been on the Windows side, but the Displayport port is popular on the Dell line of computers, and it's basically like a mini DP port that goes
Right.
out to HDMI.
Well, that's when in a corporate atmosphere when you do presentations, right? You hook up the projector
Yeah,
up and plugs right in, right?
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I
They
see
used to
that
have
they've
them.
got Thunderbolt, or as you call it,
Right.
Thunder Chicken.
Thunder Chicken. Yep, Thunder Chicken. And yeah, so a lot of
Now,
people, when they got rid of the display port a few years ago, they had to go out and buy a hub and everything. And when they did a presentation, they'd have to hook it all up, and you'd have cables all over the place, and it's
yeah,
kind of a pain in the butt.
yeah. Now, the only thing that I
Yeah.
don't understand is why they introduced it with the model with 8 GB of RAM. That's kind of like low for today's standards. I know it's configurable up to 16 or 24.
Yeah, and you can't up and when you buy it, that's you got to buy it with what they're going to give you. Okay, whatever the build is, there's no upgrade later. Not like the old ones,
So you have
because
to
everything's
decide
built
whether you
into a
want 8,
motherboard.
16, or 24 right off the bat.
Yeah, most places aren't gonna. They're only going to have the standard 8 GB build. Okay, so you'll
Yeah.
have to, if you want the more RAM, you'll have to special order it from Apple.
Yeah. So there you go,
If
Stephen.
you
When you
go
go
in,
get that new laptop, now you know.
yeah,
I'm watching the show because my wife actually wants the new one. So
Ah.
yeah, and when Doug was saying about the MagSafe, yeah, when it came to the Lightning, my wife has a new, well, previous model to this one. She didn't like it. She wanted the MagSafe, right? The
okay.
previous Apple that we had that had the MagSafe, we had to replace the power thing twice, but it
About
was
80 bucks a
easy.
piece.
And just like Doug said, hey, magnetic, no issues. You know, this Lightning one, we've had to replace it 3 times already. It's very easy to disengage, very easy to tear. So, yeah. But $14.99, that's a good change.
Yeah, that's a good chunk
Pocket
of change.
change.
Now, students, they get the, let's say you go with the, 256 hard drive. That's not a very big hard drive, okay, 256, unless you use the cloud storage. And, kids have a tendency to put a lot of music on there and, and YouTube videos and TikTok videos and everything like that.
Yes,
Unless
sir.
you're savvy with cloud storage and things like that, that 256 is going to fill up pretty darn fast. And then, the 512, well, that's a little bit bigger, but that's not a
Yeah.
standard build. So when you order it, you'll have to pay attention. And if you want more RAM, you'll have to order the RAM and the extra hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Now, what
students
I'm
get a
looking
$100
here.
discount too. I mean, if you have a student email account, Apple will knock off $100 on it.
For veterans, we get 10%.
Oh,
There you
really?
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I wish I would have known that. On this iMac I bought, I could have took another 10%.
Hey, you
Oh
should
my
have said
gosh,
something.
Doug.
I did not know that. I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Aren't you a veteran?
How about AARP members?
I don't know about that.
Well, I wonder if you could get
No,
an ARP discount and a veterans discount.
No, it's either one or the other. I tried it.
I think it's, yeah. I thought you had to be active though
No,
for veteran.
no, no.
Okay, wish I would have known that.
Oh, Doug.
I thought I was getting a good deal on the iMac anyway because it was it was refurbished and on that. Now
Yeah.
the other solution to it is that it may be a little too early, but I'm sure there's going to be some refurbishment Mac Air with the M2 chip,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you'll save, I think, about $150 on that, 150, and add a student discount of $100. So you're talking, some savings there.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I would
but
definitely go with the 1 terabyte or the 2 terabyte. Really, I'd prefer the 2 terabyte because I have 1 terabyte drives on all of my machines. And by the time I've loaded the operating system, and I'm talking Windows, but still, the Mac's not too far behind. By the time you load up the operating system and all the what do they used to call it, junk software? I don't remember, but anyway,
what they used to call that? They used to call that junkware,
bloatware.
bloatware. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So by the time all of that gets loaded, your 1 terabyte drive might be 600 gigabytes.
yeah. They still have that on Dell
But I don't
computers,
know.
all that floatware on there.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, they
You
still
know,
do.
I'll be darned. I've been so long in the Apple universe. Apple never did put that junk stuff on there. So
Well, the sad part is that unless you get even on the phones, especially on the Android side, if you get a Samsung or an LG, well, you're not going to get pure Android. You're going to get their modified version of Android and all the
Hmm.
bloatware. So
Yeah,
your
you have to get them.
64 gigabyte, 128 gigabyte storage becomes less because of all the crap they put on there.
Yeah,
So
you would have to get something like a Pixel, Google Pixel phone, right? They don't have all the
yeah,
junkware on there, do
no,
they? Yeah.
no,
But
it's pure Android at that point.
it, Apple hard drives and RAM is pretty expensive, especially the hard drives. So if you're a student, okay, and you're trying to save some money, is that I would recommend just buy SSD hard drive. I mean, you can buy those for less than $100 now, a little
Yeah,
over
pennies on
$100
the
maybe.
dollar.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just bought an SSD hard drive, 2 terabyte. I mean, it was for 150. So,
$150.
uh
Wow.
huh.
Yeah. So that's a good solution. Um, you know, they can just keep that at the dorm or whatever they got their room, and then when they're at the coffee shop or something, they can just take the Mac, and that'll be good enough. You
Or at the
know,
bar.
but let's
Mm.
compare, Danny. Let's compare this against the other one from last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me go ahead and do that. Let me try to find the. There was a page on Apple here. Give me a second. Where is it? Mac. Mac Air. Unless they switched it on me. Oh no, there it is, right here.
Yeah.
So if you see the screen, Doug, you'll see what I'm presenting. It's a side by
Uh,
side between the two.
okay. I'm not saying it, but that's okay. I've got notes here.
If you go, yeah, if you go over to the Apple main page, if you
Okay.
scroll down, you'll see the side by side.
Okay.
So basically, they've got two models: the Mac Air from
Right.
last year, which has an M1 chip, and the M2 for this year. The old model is $999, and the new model is $1199.
Right. And plus,
Um,
you still get the $100 discount. Okay.
right?
Um,
Did you find the page?
no, I'm bringing it up now.
Yeah, it's. I think it's on the front page or in the Mac section. But the old model has a 13.3-inch Retina display. The new model has a 13.6-inch Liquid Retina display. Could you explain to us the difference between the regular Retina versus the Liquid Retina?
I can't. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well,
I'm
I
not sure
found the
if it's
page.
brighter.
I found the page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is,
So it's slightly.
I guess it all depends what type of budget you're on. You know, to get the as far as performance wise, there's not. I don't think you're only talking about maybe 20%, 25% difference in performance between the M1 chip and the M2. Okay.
Yeah.
And then and it still sells for only $9.99 plus knock off $100 for a student. So you're down to $8.99. Okay.
Yeah,
And
they're both 8 core chips, but the graphics processor on the new one is 10 cores versus 7 on the old.
The GPU, on the new one is 10 core, and the old one is only 7 core. Okay.
Now,
that
as
may
a
make a
student,
difference.
you think they're going to see the difference between 7 and 10?
Well, it depends on what the student's doing. If the student is a graphics designer and a video producer, having a 10 core chip, GPU wise, is better than a 7 core chip.
And you got to realize now the Mac Airs don't have any fans in them, too. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you've got to really run them pretty hard in order for them to throttle. Okay. So,
yeah, but to answer that question, a normal student wouldn't be affected by it.
normal student wouldn't be affected by it.
Just
The
for video
FaceTime camera
producing,
on the
graphics.
old is only 720, and on the new is 1080. I wouldn't think that would be a significant deal either, because it all depends what the speed of the connection is, right?
Right.
And there's not much difference between 720 and 1080.
Yeah.
Speakers, the new one has a little bit better speakers. Okay.
It's got the
But the
spatial
old
audio.
one, yeah, the old one still has some, they're decent speakers. And most kids are gonna use headphones anyway.
Now, one thing that I noticed on the picture, if you've noticed on the picture, the screen looks more edge to edge, less bezel.
Well, yeah, and you notice on the M2 chip, it's got the little at the top of the screen. What do you call that? The like the iPhone does. It has, like a lot of phones, that it's they don't have that, but on the iPhones they have that little cutout, or that little, you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You see that on the
Yeah.
screen there, Danny?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah.
camera. Yeah.
I wonder why they did that. Did they do that to have it slightly indented to prevent scratches, or?
No, I think they've got it I think they've got more electronics in there. I think they've got the cameras in there and some other stuff in there. Because that's,
Okay.
the higher price. Now I'm looking at my phone now, and I got the little phone, okay? I got the baby iPhone, even though it's new.
Right.
And it doesn't have it on there. But if you look at the iPhone Max and all that kind of stuff, they all have that little deal on
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you're probably right. I mean, a normal student probably would do fine with the Mac Air, with the M1 chip
Right.
for
mm-hmm.
$900.
$899 for a new Mac Air. Not a bad price. Not a bad price in today's market.
Now, the only
That ain't bad
other
at all.
thing, I guess, is
So, Danny, your daughter would not even. You can save yourself a couple $100, and
Right, Danny?
your daughter won't even know it.
I know. Well, she's still toying with the idea of an iPad Pro, but I think she'd be better off with the Mac Air,
Well,
in my opinion.
my argument, like I said on the rundown, my argument on the iPad Pro is that, let's say you're starting from scratch on iPad Pro, and let's say you go with the 11-inch, or you go with the 11.9, the big one. Okay,
Right.
if you buy the Magic, you buy the Magic Pad or the Magic Deal board, and that's like $250. Okay, and then you got to throw a pencil on top of that, and so by the time you get done buying it, you're almost buying the M2 Mac Air, almost with the bigger hard drive.
Right.
Plus, you can't do. I don't care what they say about iPads. I mean, I like iPads. I have an iPad, ever since I've had them. But the thing is that there's just some things you just can't do on an iPad that you have to do on a computer.
Right.
It's not as bad
Hey,
as it used
shout
to
out
be.
to Eddie Garcia. He was watching. So,
On
Okay.
YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have the comments turned on for Facebook.
I have. I'm looking at him. So, you know, some people are saying they're trying to log in, and for whatever reason, they're not able to see the feed.
Hmm. That's weird.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I know it's on. Give me a second. Let me look. No, we're still on.
Yeah, we're on. I know we're on. So,
Yeah,
and it's
what
in your
probably
house again.
happened. Well, what happened was that I advertised both a YouTube feed link and a Facebook link.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I screwed something up.
All right. So.
Okay.
I'm still
But
trying
But
to
still, hey,
recover from the
$8.99.
alien
I don't think that's
abduction
bad
from
at
last
all.
week.
And in reference to the pencil, my daughter uses the pencil for her iPad. All right, she loves it. Yeah, I don't care for the pencil, so $8.99. I wouldn't mind getting it.
Well, let me tell you, my daughter has got an iPad, regular iPad with a pencil, and where it comes in handy. But she's into art, so drawing, it's a phenomenal. You know, as far as document editing or highlighting, I really haven't seen that out in the corporate world as much.
no.
Um, I mean,
Now,
it's yeah. I just haven't seen it.
yeah. My daughter, my daughter Taylor, she works from home and she has an iPad Air that she bought a few months ago. And then she bought a pencil too. And she basically just uses it. I mean, her company gave her a Mac Air. So she's on the Mac Air, and then her iPad is next to her computer, and she just uses a pencil for notes.
Yeah.
Okay. And, of course,
Okay.
so with Apple, you can use the iPad for a second monitor now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's called Sidecar. It's a sidecar. So if you have a Mac, well, then you can just hook your iPad up to it and you can use it. Okay. And so, like, for example, your case, Danny, since your daughter already has an iPad already and a pencil, she could use a sidecar function, and then she could draw on the iPad, and it would just go on over to the Mac.
Right.
Yeah. So that's something to really kind of look at.
Yeah. Did
But
Freeze
I think
Steve?
for the price, yeah, for the price,
Or did Steve freeze?
$8.99.
Oh, you're back. Why'd you freeze?
Who, me?
No, Steve.
Steve?
I don't know.
What did Hash Brown do?
Maybe I didn't pay my bill.
Yeah. Quit playing with Hash Brown.
Hey, it might have been Hash Brown. He's upset.
I bet so.
What did you say? What's that?
Hash Brown is my dog's name.
Oh, Hash Brown's your dog's name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's upset
Yeah.
because I left him alone all day.
Oh,
So
okay.
he runs around and messes around with the cable wire.
Well, I mean, I personally would like to get the newer model. For me, I'm not talking about my daughter, but for me,
Yeah, for you.
because
I told you he was a
I
lotto,
am,
Doug. I told you.
I'm into the graphic design and the video, so I think I could use the 10 cores. Right now, the machine that we're on it's got, of course, the Windows machine. It's got 6 cores, but then the graphics card's got an additional 6 cores. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
no, I'm
the
sorry.
thing,
It's not
this
six
is the,
cores. It's 12
you
cores.
know, you'd want a bigger hard drive. So I'm just looking at the price on a MacBook Pro 13-inch. They start out at
Right.
$12.99.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then, I mean, you go on up to the 14 inches, which is $2,000. But so let's just see what you get on a MacBook Pro. Okay, you get it's a little bit more powerful machine.
If
But
I were to get one,
you're
I would
still
get
going to
the
get a
darker one.
256 hard drive though.
Yeah, and that's a problem, especially with
That's a
videos.
problem. That is a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have to go up to, and that's an eight core. Say one minute, 8 core CPU and 10 core GPU.
I think I would probably, for my broadcasting and video editing, I'd probably have to look at a Mac. What is it? The iMac, the largest iMac, or that other one? What's the other one? The Mac,
Oh,
the cheese grater.
oh, the cheese grater. Yeah, that would be the Mac Pro.
Yeah. Did they upgrade
Yeah.
the cheese grater to the M1 yet or not?
No, they haven't upgraded it yet. The rumor is that they may do it. They usually have an event a month after the iPhone event in October, and they
Yeah.
may, they might just upgrade it. They may announce it then, or either that they might just go ahead and upgrade it and just say, okay, we've got one now with the M2 chip. But now I read somewhere that they want to call it an M2 Extreme or something like that chip. Okay,
Ah.
not quite an M3, but M2 Extreme.
So that would be another new chip.
That would be another. That would be like a hybrid between the M2 and the M3.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that would
obviously,
be.
I don't know when that would be released.
Well, they're talking about, the rumor is that a month after the iPhone events is September, is a week after Labor Day, and so they usually have Macs or iPads around the middle of October or the first week in November, about the end of October, because that way people can get their Christmas orders in.
Right.
So,
So what you're saying is wait till October, November, and hey, there might even be more chance of a discount.
well, I wouldn't buy a cheese grater, right now I would not buy an Intel chip cheese grater. Okay. I would wait for the silicon chip. But who knows when they're going to
Yeah.
do that? And they're always going to be a bigger, faster computer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but
Now, why did
a
you?
lot of
Go ahead.
a lot of a lot of the software that Apple writes now on Swift and stuff is all silicon based, okay? Or silicon.
Yeah.
So, they're going to start deprecating the old Intel apps, okay, eventually. So,
Right.
and a Mac Pro is a pretty sizable investment. We're talking thousands of dollars there, and so.
Tell me about it. I have
you
two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
Yeah.
opt to look at the Mac Mini?
Because I was going to have to buy a monitor. I was going to have to buy a
Okay.
upgraded monitor, and I've had a Mac Mini before, and I think they're great machines, but you got to buy you buy a Mac Mini, and then you got to buy a monitor. You got more cables laying around. I don't like cables. Okay. And so I kind of like the idea is that, I bought this one, and if we took it out of the box and one cable, we plugged one cable in, and that was it. You know, this new iMac I've got, it's got a MagSafe. It's got a sort of like a MagSafe cable in it. It's magnetic, which is kind of a neat feature. You know, and and then it's got the power brick too with it. The one I bought's got the big power brick on it with the Ethernet. But now, but no, I would buy a Mac Pro with the Intel chip. Not right now.
Yeah.
It's too
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
too
make any
close.
sense.
Now, they've got a Mac Studio, okay, which it sort of looks like a the Mac Mini, but it's more powerful. It's got more ports in it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a lot higher price too, though.
Right.
That's what a lot of
Alrighty.
podcasters like. I think Jason Snell, he's a kind of a famous podcaster, and he does like maybe 10, 12 podcasts a week, and that's what he uses to do his podcast on. He does all his own stuff, and then and he bought a Mac Studio, but then he also bought the Mac Studio display too. So you're talking maybe, I don't know, $8,000-$10,000 investment altogether.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's
All
how he
right.
makes his living. So you know
Yeah.
that's how he makes
Well, it
his
looks
living.
like.
So, I mean, the faster he can edit a podcast, I mean, he uses Final Cut Pro, and Isotope and all that stuff. And, they're pretty powerful programs. They use a lot of meat. And well, he doesn't seem to have a problem with it, but he's got the new XD display. I don't think he's very happy with it. He paid a lot of money for it.
Oh.
He thought it was going to be great, but not so great.
Okay. Well, it looks like there's two options here. For anybody looking for a computer for their their child who may be going into school. There's the M1 base processor for about $900, and then there's
Yeah.
the new M2. Obviously, if you're a student, you get a discount, so you could factor that in. But each machine is viable. I mean, depending on what they're going to use it for. So.
Yeah, they kept the old Mac Air around because they know that's their largest selling computer, that Mac Air.
Yeah.
They have to sell a computer under $1,000.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
because that's how because they know they sell a lot of computers to kids going back to school or starting school. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of businesses buy them too. I mean, Taylor's company, they all got Mac Airs, but they don't have, she just got the very minimum one.
Right. Right.
Now she has a little trouble with,
Alrighty,
I think she
everybody.
has a little trouble with hard drive space, but she just got
Yeah.
her company gave her an external drive.
Yeah. Alrighty, everybody. It looks like we've gone a little past the hour. I
Okay.
hope that y'all got some good information. We do apologize for the audio difficulties that we had earlier, but it's part of switching software. And as Steve will tell you, we did test this last night.
Yes,
And
we
everything
did.
went well.
And
But
you didn't have a
Murphy
problem, huh?
lurks in the background. No, uh, I'm not really sure.
I just
But
want to
once we
add
get it
something.
right,
I'll
it'll.
give me a couple seconds here, Danny. I'll give you. I've had this
Yeah.
iMac, this 24-inch iMac, for about a month now, and I'm still very happy with it. I don't have a, it fits my needs perfect.
Yeah.
It's fast.
There you go, Steve. There's another option.
That's another option. Okay, if you've got a kid that doesn't want a laptop, that wants a desktop, or even an individual, you can get the $12.99 iMac. And it there, but I think I that's probably this 24-inch iMac. This another one may get refreshed in October too. They may end up putting the M2 chip in it then.
Right.
That I won't be happy, but
Ultra or Max.
hey, yeah, but that's how it goes, Compute, but
Computers and cars.
there's always a new one coming out. What's really going to make me mad is when I take my old iMac up at San Antonio in the middle of August, and I take it in there, and they go, "What's wrong with it?" And they go, "Well, you just got to do is pull this plug out and put a new plug in, and you're in business." That will make me very upset.
You have an
Oh.
appointment with the Apple Store or what?
Yeah, I've got to go back up to the doctor in the middle of August and for an appointment, and I'm going to take my old iMac and my 27-inch and take it in there, and I'm going to either trade it in. I mean, I'm just going to trade it back in. I think they give you $250, or if it doesn't boot up or anything like that, you can just recycle it. But if they
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
the reason, if they say, well, hey, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just the power cable is bad. Okay. Well, I thought that power cable till the other day, till I saw it on YouTube, I thought that power cable was built in and you had to take the whole back end of the computer off. No, it just pulls out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Now we could test it with Diva's iMac, but I'm afraid to touch her at all because that's a production machine and I don't want to take any chances. And then I would have to.
Well, just get Diva a new one.
Well, she's about due for one. It's about 6 years old, 5 years old. So.
Well, there you go. When you buy her one,
Yeah.
hey, use the military discount.
But
That's
she
true.
does a
Don't
lot of
forget the
her
military
photography
discount.
work on an old
Oh,
Windows machine.
she's also a veteran.
Yeah, another veteran.
Yeah, Diva's also
Oh.
a veteran.
And I even got my driver's license. We both have our driver's licenses veteran on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, you can still shop at AFIS, being a veteran.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we could go to San Antonio. We could stop in. There's probably all kinds of AP's places there.
Right. So, hey,
Yeah.
there's a lot of information that, hey,
Yeah, I just got it to get that all important 10% Home Depot discount.
Hey, well, now that's digital. All right.
Yeah, that's digital now. Yeah, it's digital now. Yeah.
And when you shop at AFIS, you're paying my salary.
Hey, yeah, right.
Oh, you work for Home Depot, Danny, or what?
I work for everybody.
You work for everybody, huh?
Ay.
Yeah, we'll see how this
Alrighty.
other job works out. I don't know. Hope I get it.
They haven't called you yet?
Oh, you will.
I just had the interview yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it was a great episode.
Yeah, so. Okay. See you later, guys.
It was a great episode
Adios.
tonight, and we'll see you guys next week. Doug will be gone next week. Steve will be playing hooky again.
Why?
Okay.
But our episode next
Oh.
week is our astronomy episode.
Why would I be playing hooky?
Yeah, we're going to be
Because you're always
we're going to Corpus Christi next week to see a couple of baseball Cardinal games.
And there's no internet over
Oh
there?
man, when?
There's on what?
There's no internet over there? There's no Wi-Fi?
I'm going to the ball game, man. I'm going to the baseball game. I got 2 seats behind
What
home
day?
plate. Huh?
What day? What day?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh man. You'll be back on Thursday?
Please see. Let me. I got the tickets here. Hang on. August 4th and August 3rd. Those are the dates.
What's that? I don't know. I lost track of time.
I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I got therapy on Monday, so we go Tuesday, Wednesday. She has to be back for a gig on Thursday or Friday.
There we go. Hey.
All right. Well, we'll schedule it for Thursday or even Friday.
Yeah.
So.
So, but anyway.
All righty. We'll see.
That was our trip to St. Louis this year.
See.
Couldn't afford going to St. Louis to see the Cardinals play, but we're going to see the baby birds in Corpus Christi.
I'm
That'll
mad.
be cool. That'll be really cool.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy.
Good night, guys.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.